Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt, another bark, and welcome back to Far Lands or Bust. Wolfie is getting impatient. He is ready to get back. Watching out for creepers. Get back. Walk into the Far Lands. We are back. Back indeed to the the shakiest YouTube series in Minecraft ever made. Far Lands or Bust. This is episode 258, and as I've said like 3 times already, we are back. Took a little bit of a break there. Wow, crazy lands here. Took a little bit of a break there, a week. Just a week off from the YouTubes, from the internets, and I've returned. Hopefully I am still able to remember how to be a commentary guy, and at least provide some sort of an interesting video here, but getting back at it. I don't believe I'm forgetting anything, because we have Wolfie and we have our supplies and we blocked off the hidey hole. It's kind of a cool area to awaken to after a week away from the Far Lands or Busts. Good times. As Pause Unpause would say, it wasn't a vacation! No, actually, it was a vacation. But we're back. I gotta slowly ramp up with videos. I just made like a noise with my lips there. See, I'm already out of practice. I don't know how to properly form syllables and words with my mouth as I once did. Woo! Not the way to go. So yeah, like I said, Far Lands or Bust, 258. Gonna slowly ramp up with the videos again. You can look forward to other series coming back. New videos and things. I went on for those of you who might not watch my Mindcrack SMP videos, before I left on that Saturday or Sunday? A week ago Sunday, I gave a little bit more of an in-depth rundown as to why and what I was up to and what I was doing away from the YouTubes and the internets for a week, kind of taking a break to organize non-internet things, but also come up with ideas and get reinvigorated. Hi, guy. Prepare to get wolfied. Yep, just like that. No, over here, Wolfie. Well done. That pig had nothing to provide. Stuff like that. Anyway, you can watch that if you want to. I'm not really gonna expand upon that. We're just gonna continue on with our Far Lands or Bust here. And while I was gone, we raised at least over another $1,000 for Child's Play charity over at farlandsorbust.com. We are at $33,830. That's great. A lot of people, when I came back, I noticed in my Twitter feed, took pictures of when we reached 33,333 and 33 cents. So thank you to the person who arranged that with their skillfully mathematized donation. Mathematized? I'm making up words. That's pretty much the thing you do as a YouTube commentary guy, is you invent your own language. So yeah, that was cool. But yeah, $33,830. You can keep going to farlandsorbust.com to donate to Child's Play charity. I appreciate it. It's great. Oh, I was like, the air conditioning just turned on and it blows upon my neck, and I was like, what is this gentle breeze that I'm feeling in my closed office? Just the air conditioning. So yeah, farlandsorbust.com. Keep doing that. I appreciate it. Keeps us going to the Far Lands. Well, okay, there he is. Keeps helping kids in hospitals around the world, getting them toys, books, and games. Great cause indeed. What can I talk about today? Like I said, I feel like already my throat is like, for a week I have not talked. And this is the most I've talked in the last 4 minutes. I've talked more than I have in the last 10 days. Or, well, maybe not 10 days, 8 days or so. But yeah, we're back. I saw some new news. Regarding our interest in space and NASA, that today NASA announced the new class, the new astronaut class, the astronaut candidate class of 2013. 8 people have been chosen, 4 men and 4 women, to be the 2013 astronaut candidates. It's kind of something. Do they do it every year? I don't think they do it every year. But I do remember people on Twitter I was following. There were a few people that I've met through the NASA socials, NASA tweet up things, who actually got pretty far into their own selection, you know, down to the final 100 or so, in terms of, I'm not sure how many people apply, 7,000 or something like that. You know, they got pretty far into almost getting into the astronaut candidate class, which would have been really cool, but yeah, eight people are right now astronaut candidates, and they don't, it's not like you're an astronaut candidate, get on a rocket and go to the space station. They usually, the way it works is they won't, if they end up successfully making it through the training and whatnot, they won't be selected for a mission to space for probably usually another 10 years or so. Like the people on the International Space Station right now, those people, the majority of them, are from the year 2000 astronaut candidate class. They've either flown maybe once or twice before, and now they're up there for a long-term mission. So it's still an interesting thing, and over the next 10 years, you know, these people right now maybe have graduate degrees. Over the next 10 years, while they're in the astronaut candidate training, they're achieving their doctorates and things like that, and other professional fields. So it's not like, oh, I'm an astronaut now, let's go to space. There's a long process to go into it. But it's really cool. You can I'll hopefully remember to put in the video description a link to the article up on the nasa.gov website that introduces them all. A thing that is slightly twinging at my heartstrings and making me a little bit depressed is that they're starting to be about the same age as me. They're all, the youngest astronaut candidate is 34 years old. The oldest is 39. It's going to be, say, in the next 5 years, a sad time when they start choosing astronaut candidates that are my age or younger than me, because then I will be very sad that I did not take my life in such a direction, or perhaps the way my luck would have it, my life didn't take me in that direction, for it would have been now the present time that I would have been chosen for such an awesome thing. But oh well, we'll be all right. We'll be fine. We don't need to be astronauts. We make video game videos on YouTube. Y'all thought I was sad there, didn't you? Acting. No, I took acting classes while I was away. No, I was thinking it would be pretty funny, pretty hilarious. I know I've mentioned many times before, where if NASA were to show up at my doorstep and ring my doorbell with a clipboard, as they do, and say, we have a mission that's going to launch tomorrow, but you have to drop everything and go to live on Mars, I'd be like, yep. I would drop everything, pack my bags. I wouldn't even pack a bag. I would run behind them, get in the car, and be like, come on, guys, let's go. I'm ready. I've said that many times before, jokingly, but seriously. NASA, if you're listening. I've said that many times before. It was very poignant that I noticed that the astronaut candidates were selected and announced today. It would have been hilarious if I went on this week vacation and then didn't come back, and the next you heard from KurtJMac was to see my face as one of the 8 selected astronaut candidates just randomly out of nowhere. That would be like, huh? When did this happen? That would be the biggest troll and the most amazing thing that I could possibly do. Gets popular on YouTube, becomes an astronaut. Memes in my head. But unfortunately that did not happen. And fortunately it did not happen, also because we are continuing on to the far lands, continuing to raise money for Child's Play charity here at Far Lands of Bust, and continuing to build our elevated hidey holes, sleeping at night to protect ourselves and reset our spawn point in the unfortunate occasion that we might have a little bit of a problem or death in the next day. We will respawn here, but we don't need to worry about that. We will just continue going in the morning. And astronaut candidates-ness. Woo! Do you need food? I guess you need it a little bit. Yep. Woof. And so yeah, continuing on. What else did I want to talk about? Oh yeah, coming back to my computer. I was very good at staying. I admit I checked the Twitters and I checked YouTubes just to make sure like that my Mindcrack Ultra Hardcore videos went up at the right time and I wasn't accidentally releasing early or having spoilers or anything like that. Those are the few things I checked, but I did a good job of strictly telling myself to stay off the interwebs and get stuff done away from the computer. Spring, summer cleaning and organizing and tax paying and paperwork shuffling, and I have a problem with, I often collect, everybody gets junk mail. Well, maybe, mostly in the United States we get junk mail. It's the sole thing that's keeping our dwindling US Postal Service afloat. And a lot of it are like credit card applications and stuff that you can't, anyway, our paranoid selves are telling us that we can't just throw in the trash because then somebody else can pick it up and steal our identities. So I have to shred it and stuff like that, and old receipts and bank statements and whatever. Gotta shred that stuff. I have a problem where I'll let my bin of need to shred bin kind of pile up for a couple months at a time, and then I have to spend like 3 hours one day passing all these papers through a shredder. Which actually, I don't know, maybe that's less secure, because now I have this giant bag full of shredded materials that if somebody really, really wanted to, could go through and try to piece back together. Look at these important documents that I've shredded. They're all conveniently located in one bag. But I don't know, I have that problem. That's one of the things I got done, being productive. But one of the other things, in randomly checking, but not really checking, I recently came back on the internet and was checking out my email accounts and stuff like that, and one of the things I check, I'm still a very avid reader of blogs, so I use Google Reader, and for those of you who know, the last couple months they announced that they will be shutting down Google Reader despite its popularity and still widespread use, which is a facepalmy thing if I ever had a facepalmy moment happen to me. And it's one of those things, I mentioned this before, it was the, hey Wolfie, I don't know about you, but Wolfie looks like, because the world is so jittery, he looks extra, like, realistic, like 3D. It looks like those, oh, you know those stereo images, where you have a left eye and a right eye, and instead of applying the 3D glasses, they do an animated GIF, and GIF, and it swaps back and forth really quick, and it gives the illusion, your eyes put the images together, and it kind of gives the illusion of a 3D. I think that's sort of is what's happening when the ground is shaking. It reminds me of that. The ground actually seems in the background, and then Wolfie seems in the foreground. But anyway, I'm getting distracted. Anyway, Google Reader shutting down, one of the first, or the first Google service I ever signed up for, years ago, shutting down, so I'm looking for a replacement, and I signed up for this thing called Feedly. I want my Google Reader back. It's not the same. It doesn't organize things the same. The way that I use Google Reader is I have the full articles open, and Google Reader has shortcuts, the N button for next, and I flip through, and I like seeing the full article. I can't decide just based on a headline what I want to read or not. I have to see the full article, maybe give a glance of whatever images are there, and the first sentence or keywords on the inside, then I flip to the next one if I'm not interested, or I just read it right there in the reader. Feedly doesn't work that way. It either works like email, where you only see the date and the subject, or the title of the article in this case, or you have these kind of like newspapery little snippets taken out, and I just, I'm gonna miss Reader so much. And I know I'm looking, there are other alternatives out there that people have made that emulate the old Reader. I think one is actually called Old Reader, that it basically lifts the old functionality of Google Reader. But I don't know. I also don't like having to, good jump. Wolfie is not going to make that at all. He's not even going to attempt it. I don't like having to, I've become much more discerning, it's a weird word, in my web services that I sign up for, now that the the NSA is listening in on every single one of them. Topical. I've been more discerning in the web services I sign up for. Oh, the breaking animation is pinned to the block selection thing, too. That's interesting. Whoa. What was I saying? Yeah, I'm much more discerning. I don't want to just sign up for a bunch of things to try them out and then find out later. You know, a lot of these services, once you sign up for them, there's like no way to deactivate your account. Then I have this zombie account out there somewhere, which is annoying. So I don't know. I'm trying out this thing called Feedly. It seems to be the most popular of all the lists on like Lifehacker and other articles for what to replace Google Reader with. Feedly seems to be the top one, but I don't know. Perhaps I should stop being an old internet hipster and just stop with the RSS feeds and blogs altogether. It would save me a bit of time. Because now I have YouTube videos and a feed of YouTube videos to scroll through all the time, and in addition to my articles, my blogs. But a lot of that, actually, segue, bing! A lot of that, I get a lot of my ideas for video games to play and try out, and indie games, and those things like Spin Tires, and hidden gems like Ocean City Racing. I get from reading gaming blogs and things like that, and that actually came as a question from a donator. When you donate to Child's Play charity through farlandsorbust.com using the official Child's Play charity widget, bing, it goes directly to Child's Play charity, first of all, but you can also leave a little message, so there's a little comment field that I get to see your messages, and you can ask questions, and I'll do my best to try to answer those questions, giving me topics to talk about. One of those came in from Fajitas Command. Where do you usually find new games to buy and play for us? I play them for you. I do not play them for my own enjoyment. I play them for you. A lot of that has lately, a lot of these new games, things like Sinking Simulator, Spin Tires I first heard of, Ocean City Racing, which is, like I said, a blessing and a curse. Came from blogs. In particular, I've found a lot of luck coming from Rock Paper Shotgun. Kotaku recently has not been helping me out too much in that regard. They don't seem... They're a little bit more concerned with the big news items, mainstream E3, which is another segue coming up, I suppose. Topic to talk about. They kind of miss a lot of these weird hidden gems of indie games and kind of things that you rarely hear of. So yeah, that's a lot of where I've been getting my stuff from, and I get all that by reading it on Google Reader. I have a nice little category, a tag, a folder of all the gaming related not vlogs, but blogs and things. That's a spawner. Yes? Oh, that's cool. Oh, well, I guess it is kind of out in the open. I guess we have to see what's in the, have a seat. You're doing some weird snaky thing there. Is the block selection kind of screwing you up too? Hey, guys! How's it going? Wow! Arrows are a little bit, Don't spawn, don't spawn, don't spawn. You spawned. You dead, sir. This is Minecraft Beta 173. Zombies still drop feathers. For those of you who didn't realize that happened at some point in history, they drop feathers. Because that makes so much sense. I think wasn't it originally a programming error? Like they got the item IDs mixed up between chickens and zombies, and then it just kind of Notch just left it. Much like the creeper was accidentally supposed to be a pig at first, but he got that horizontal, the body rectangle sideways, and it ended up standing up upright like that, so he ended up just making that into a creeper. Minecraft history right here. Before your very eyes in Far Lands of Bust. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, where I find my stuff. So yeah, that I do still want to keep reading those blogs and things because I find a lot of good stuff. Even space news. I have a whole folder for my space news and and updates and blogs and things. I have my, my things from, for like, I keep watch on things like, put this on. A lot of the stuff is being duplicated. I'm finding that before I had a Tumblr account, that Tumblr publishes to RSS feeds, and I used to follow a lot of Tumblr blogs with Google Reader. So I'm finding a lot of that I'm able to just remove from my Google Reader. And I'll just try to follow that more on Tumblr, but Tumblr can be a little bit of a different experience than a RSS feed reader. But anyway, yeah, thanks Fajitas Command for that donation and question. Let's go to sleep. And fajitasness. I'm glad. I was a little bit worried. I'm glad I didn't forget how to do the snoring noise. That was something I don't know if I could fall out of practice with. But I kind of mentioned earlier, a double segue, talking about E3. I got a question and a donation from Typhoon Gunner. What are your thoughts and opinions of the E3 Expo this year? Well, being as it kind of fell... I'm trying to avoid these cacti, but I seem to be surrounded, so I'll have to destroy them. Whoa, yeah, good thing I did, because Wolfie, for some reason, is very interested in cacti. Being as it fell... Oh, gosh, that was a doozy. Yep, he agrees. Being as that it fell on the same week that I took a self-imposed break from the internet, I didn't follow E3. I generally wouldn't, I suppose I should say, have followed E3 anyway. It's not really one of those conventions that seems to be made for the fans. It's a lot more of a industry journalism press release style expo that's gotten a little bit too big for its britches, I suppose. Almost like, what's the other one? The Consumer CES, which is Consumer Electronics Expo. Just, I don't see myself ever, unless I get some sort of job as a games journalist, I don't see myself ever going to E3, to be honest. PAX, on the other hand, I've heard is much more fan-oriented and much more about, they generally don't make big industry announcements at PAX or anything like that. Maybe games announcements and features and updates and, new things like that for the fans, but it's more aimed at the fans. Of course, in the end, it's all for business, and these fans aren't going to make these people money, but much more fan-based, I suppose, PAX is, or at least I'm hoping. We're going to find out, I guess. I'll give you an update on that when I go at the end of the summer. But no, I didn't really watch anything. Of the few tweets that I saw, it would appear that with all the new details about the Xbox and the PS4, that Sony is doing a pleasant job of just trouncing Microsoft and their Xbox. Both they've undercut them in price, but they're also doing a lot better and actually poking fun at a lot of the problems people are having with the Xbox One, or perceived problems, with the whole used games thing and the DRM and online, always online thing with Xbox. But otherwise, I am not your number one source for E3 news and information, because I really didn't pay attention to it. You'll have to watch somebody else's channel for that. So, yeah, so thanks for the question and the donation, but you did ask another question to make up for the fact, I suppose, that you knew I wouldn't have anything to talk about E3. Typhoon Gunner continues to ask, do you plan to make more Minecraft Speed Challenge duel videos in the future, similar to the Daylight Sensor one? Yeah, I would like to do that. That was a cool idea that Brian, Lorgon111, made for us. Well, no, he'd done a few before, and then we did the Daylight Sensor. That's basically a speed challenge. Duel is where you have a normal speed challenge. We've done speed challenges before, like Companions, where you try to collect a dog, a cat, an iron golem, and a snow golem. And then that's the time in which you do that. You normally do them by yourself, but as a duel, you can start up both in the same Skype call, but at the same time, although in different single-player worlds... Actually, let me rephrase that. In single-player worlds, so we're not playing in multiplayer server, we started up the same seed, just a random seed. So for the seed, Brian came up with a word, and then I came up with a word, just a random word, and that was our seed. Just so we would have the same seed, but because we're not playing multiplayer, we're actually in different worlds. And then while we record at the same time over Skype, kind of like smack talking to each other, like, "Oh, I found more iron and you didn't," or "I went this way and you went that way, and there's a desert over here, I didn't go into the desert," you know. Kind of an interesting way to go through the speed challenge thing. So yeah, I'd like to do more of those. I know, interestingly, at the same time, Brian, Lorgon111, was away on a vacation as well. So was Zisto. We had some sort of secret Minecraft underground powwow that you guys are all unaware of. We're plotting to take over the world. No, we did not. So... yeah, that's one of those things that if you watch my Mindcrack episode where I was talking about my failed attempt at having a YouTube schedule was hinged on the fact that I was dependent on series, full series, you know, like Farlands or Bust, Minecraft, Mindcrack, Kerbal Space Program, having like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you know, every other day, this series, this series, this series. How that didn't work out for me, how I'm trying to think of more one-off things to do, like these indie games, new games, you know, simple things. Also included in that would be speed challenges, speed challenge duels, maybe more Minecraft mini games or adventure maps, who knows? All part of the evolving process that has been the last few years of being on YouTube here at youtube.com/KurtJMac. I'm still carrying around these two feathers for no reason. Speaking of the boat. So yeah, I'd like to do more of those, so look forward to that in the future. Boop. Let's see here. Whoa! Buzzing phone. Let's see. Looking down the questions. Similarly, talking about other series and Mindcrack Ultra Hardcore, Burgasms donated and then asked question: if you could host a UHC Ultra Hardcore, what would be the format? Format being the free-for-all, the teams of 2, 3, or 4, random teams, etc. And what would the game type be? To be honest, and I know this is impossible because I don't even know how you would do it. You would need to have a custom add-on or Minecraft jar, but I think it would be funny, just for my own personal satisfaction, it would be funny to do an Ultra Hardcore in Minecraft Beta 1.7.3, just because it basically strips away what has recently become a little bit, when you do Ultra Hardcore, it's almost like an arms race now. You know, at first it was, oh, who can get diamond weapons and armor and a bow and an arrow as quick as possible, and then it was, oh, who can get as many wolves as possible, and then enchantments came, and now everybody wants to get the most enchantments and finding enchantment books. And then more recently, you know, potions and stuff like that. It just becomes a layer upon a layer of all these new things. It would be kind of interesting for me, because I'm most used to it, to just strip all that stuff away. And if it were Beta 1.7.3, it would be straight up, you know, no need to wait to see if anybody can get enchantments or potions or anything like that, because those things don't exist. So everybody would just get their weapons and whatnot, and then get out and get hunting. So it would be pure skill. There would be no imbalance to the who's enchanted and who's not, and who has potions and who doesn't, and who found the sharpness 5 sword enchantment in the dungeon and who didn't, you know, that sort of thing. It might be boring, I don't know, but that would be interesting. I would also, and these ideas are just off the top of my head. That doesn't mean that anything like this will ever happen or could ever happen, but early on, because when there was only 8 of us, we did the 2 teams of 4, which, you know, eventually, previously, what was that, season 10? 9. No, 11, 10. Season 10, 9. Season 9? Season 8. One of those, we did teams of 4, and obviously Team Dookie. Because now there's at least 20 of us, I think it would be hilarious to do 2 teams of 10. That would never work. That would be the worst thing ever. But I'm just envisioning some sort of, you know, battle at Gettysburg type thing where there's 2 teams of 10 lined up across a field, and then they just go at it like, you know, in, you know, some sort of giant Lord of the Rings battle or something like that. 2 lines of soldiers attacking each other. Ah! You know, that's not the way it would work out. I don't even know what the strategy would be. I would think splitting up would be the way to go there, because if you have 10 people in the same space caving with each other, there's sure to be some accidental damage, or, you know, accidentally one person makes somebody else's wolves unhappy, and then the entire team starts to freak out and take damage. And but those were just my little kind of derpy ideas. Like I said, I don't even believe the 173 would work, because multiplayer was a thing, obviously, in this version of the game, but I don't know that server-side mods really were. Like I said, you'd have to make a custom server jar that had all the ultra-hardcore... I don't even think golden apples were a thing in this version of the game, were they? Yeah, they were. But I don't know if they did the health thing or not, because there's no hunger bar here. As you may know. I don't know what I'm doing there, but yeah, without a hunger bar. Yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, I don't think that would work at all, because ultra hardcore hinges on the fact that you once had that you do have a hunger bar, and you had automatic regeneration of your health when your hunger bar was full. And the twist of ultra hardcore is that you don't have automatic health regen. I don't know how that would work. Obviously, there's no hunger here. Huh. This is actually becoming more interesting as I think about it. You're watching the formation of an idea. So I don't know. Any mod makers out there? I'm sure the thing you would have to do would be to mod a current version of the game to take out the hunger bar, take out sprinting, take out all of the new items, and then just kind of make it like it's beta 173 or something like that. I don't know. I'm not the ideas guy. But yeah, thanks for that question, Typhoon Gunner. No, wait, Typhoon Gunner. Yeah, that was the earlier question. This one was from Bergasms. Thank you very much, everybody who donated while I was gone. That's much appreciated. That once again proves to me the support for both Child's Play charity and Farlands or Bust. Even when I'm not making videos, you guys keep donating to Child's Play charity. I also, strangely enough, I should go on vacations more often, had some of the biggest subscriber jumps and views when I wasn't even making videos. Like views on my previous version of Farlands or Bust, but other videos and things like that. Very successful week away, and I didn't even have to do anything. 1 video a month from here on out, and I'll have YouTube success. No, I'm just kidding. I need to make multiple videos in order to feed myself. So yeah, thanks again for all of that, and I will continue answering questions and raising money for Child's Play charity and walking west to the Farlands in Minecraft next time, and I appreciate you for coming along for the journey. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time.